Hello, and welcome to another KMAC Impacts video in the series dubbed Can We Just Be So For Real? Whichever platform you're joining me on, thank you so much. I'm delighted to have you joining. I know that you could have been doing so many other things with your time, and so I really hope that the content shared here today and always, will positively impact you. In this space, we keep it real, so let's go right into today's video. Thy word have I hid in my heart, that I might not sin against thee. For especially those of us who know the word, why do we still struggle to do the right thing? Why do we struggle to obey? So today we are talking about when knowing doesn't easily translate into doing. Can we just be so for real? If we know something, shouldn't that knowledge determine our action? For instance, if we know that we have money in our bank account, we got to get that money in confidence, don't it? Because we know it's there. Not so. So if we really know the word, why aren't we doing what it says? So I go back to the question. If you're like me who struggles, sometimes to obey the word, do you really know it? Believe it. There's a friend I have, and I usually say to her that unlike her who seems to just do, when God gives her an instruction, I usually have to circle the same mountain over and over and go through all sorts of drama and trauma before coming to that place of obedience. Then I tough my head tough, so who can identify? Can we just keep it real? Why is it so hard for us to, obey what the word says when we know what the word says? Here I'm not talking about when we are not so sure if God said, but when we know for sure that He has said. I do believe it goes back to our faith level. Because if we have faith, pure faith, authentic faith as my pastor calls it, and not simply a concept of belief, shouldn't the natural and automatic response be obedience? So if like me you know the word but struggle to obey it, check your faith level. Check if what you are presenting as faith is pure faith, or if it's mixed, corrupted, tainted. I posit to us that knowing the word doesn't easily translate into doing because of our faith level. We want to be able to know when and how. We want to be able to see the outcome before we get to the end. And because it don't work like that, knowledge of the word does not easily translate into doing. And again, if you're like me, who has struggled and circled the same mountain time and time again because of this issue, you'd think by now we would get it, don't it? Not true. Can we just be so for real? The enemy wants to rob us of the benefits of a life lived in obedience to God. And so he attacks our faith level and plants seeds of doubt and fear and unbelief in our minds and hearts, as he did with Eve. Eve knew what God said, like she really knew. Like many of us, we know what God says, we know the word, yet still, like Eve, we do the complete opposite. Now, people make it seem like because we know the word, then it should be easy to just do it. Listen, even great and mighty men of God in the Bible who knew the word. Moses, for example, who really saw God, still acted in disobedience. No, now get me wrong, I am not at all saying we should disobey. All I'm saying is that because of our faith, or lack of faith, frustration, impatience, fear, doubt, or whatever else oftentimes causes the knowing not to easily translate to the doing. Can we just keep it real? So if you're struggling with knowing the word but still not doing what it says, you, my friend, are not alone. If only we would just be so for real. As we seek to live a life of submission and obedience to God, may we ask God to unleash and unlock in our lives that pure, authentic, untarnished, uncorrupted, genuine faith that He gave us
according to Romans 12:3, which states, "For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, do not think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as God hath dealt to every man the measure of faith." Until we meet again in this space where we keep it real, remember to hit the notification bell so that you'll be alerted once a new video drops. Like, comment, and share so that others will benefit from the realness what I keep over here. So, what good and every blessing. Bye-bye.